You're listening to Creating a Universe, a Love Anarchy podcast hosted by William J. Rogers. On this show, we follow the journey of creatives, artists, and entrepreneurs who are making a name for themselves in the ever-evolving landscape of today's industry. Featuring an insight into both Love Anarchy and the LovAnaverse music universe, as well as the individual projects and stories of each of our guests, from the music industry and beyond. So whether you're a budding creative or simply interested in what goes on behind the scenes, this is the podcast for you.
Hello and welcome to Creating Universe. I'm your host, William J. Rogers, and today we have a very special episode indeed. To mark our annual celebration of Love Anarchy Valentine's, this podcast will present a significant announcement that details the year ahead. I am so proud of what we've managed to achieve since the last Love Anarchy Valentine's, where the first invites were sent out to join the Love Anarchy Collective. From coming together as a community to support each other's work, to launching the Love Anarchy Entrepreneur software service to help artists manage their careers, it has been a great year. But really, all of this has been very much foundational. Many of you will be aware of the fact that there are other significant facets to our initiative that have yet to be properly launched. And the most significant one, of course, is our primary objective, the LovAnaverse music universe. Bits and pieces of this have been online for a while, with a few releases out and a small bunch of you developing projects. In fact, LovAnaverse has actually been in development since early 2017, with its content mostly just testing the waters. But now, at last, everything is about to change. It is with great anticipation that today, I finally reveal to you exactly how this is going to work. So, let's start with an overview of LovAnaverse. LovAnaverse is a musical storytelling franchise that will be created and driven by members of the Love Anarchy Collective. We have often used the shorthand that you could think of it like the Marvel Universe, but with rock stars as our superheroes. This is due to creators being able to create their own characters and drive their own stories, whilst also crossing over into other series, and all coming together for big climactic events. The premise is that creators control their own unique character, which acts as their avatar, or indeed their alter ego in this parallel universe. For example, mine is a vampiric elf character by the name of Gaius Black. The cornerstone of this concept is that music is essentially magic. By teaming up in bands, playing songs, and harmonizing with a crowd, musicians have a unique ability to connect to the ether and conjure from it anything they can imagine. So just like the creative process in reality, really, only in this universe, the things musicians create come to life in the physical realm. Naturally, this leads to an intergalactic society heavily influenced by the power of music, which is used in everything from the creation of incredible worlds and magical institutions to tearing them down in the devastating destruction of limitless war. But the question is, how will you affect the worlds of LovAnaverse? As a musician, armed with the songs of your existing catalogue, or the ones you collaborate on with other members of our collective, there are characters and stories within you being called to action in this parallel universe. And in turn, in this world, which we call our reality, you are offered a unique opportunity to have a platform for your work and a promotional device like no other. But more on how this works shortly. First, I would like to present to you what this multimedia project actually looks like. In order to manifest this concept into reality, there needs to be a central product and media that it revolves around. This is made up of a trifecta of music, story, and game. I will look to briefly highlight each component before wrapping it all up in a complete package. So, music. Of course, we have to start here. This is the lifeblood of our project that the whole concept centers around. The primary product here will be albums of a variety of formats, from compilations featuring songs from a wide range of artists to full-blown rock operas with large-scale collaborations. These will provide the soundtracks to LovAnaverse and be available in both physical and digital formats. Naturally, singles from these albums will be released frequently, with visual media in tandem with the story and game components. So, let's talk about the story. The primary product for this is a book. Each album from LovAnaverse will come with a companion book which tells its story. A bit like a lyric booklet, but on steroids. The actual product will be something in between a book and a magazine, inspired largely by comic books, graphic novels, and pulp fiction. As well as containing the story-based content, the books will also contain behind-the-scenes articles, such as the creation of the album, and spotlights on different creators and their projects. Naturally, in tandem with the singles released from the albums, content from the books will be released frequently and consistently online, making all of the main content available digitally for free, so that LovAnaverse can be accessible to all. But of course, for those who really want to get invested, we offer exclusive content and incredible collector's items in the form of the album books. But it doesn't end there. I'm about to reveal the centerpiece of LovAnaverse, the head point of our trifecta, which has never been revealed before. I am so pleased to finally be able to announce the primary game component to our project. So without further ado, let me tell you about the LovAnaverse Trading Card Game. The premise for the game is two bands facing off in a musical showdown, each on their own stage on opposite sides of the arena. Situated in front of the bands are their crowd, who act as their army, battling the opposing band's crowd in order to win. This grand spectacle is powered by the music of the bands, who perform songs to raise energy and summon a variety of characters, creatures, items, and effects to reinforce their crowd and spur them on to victory. Players are enabled to create their own unique band of musician cards, featuring their favorite characters based on members of the Love Anarchy Collective. This band is then used to play song cards, which feature real-life songs from the soundtracks. These often provide powerful abilities, as well as generate the resources required to play other cards drawn from the deck. Cards played into the arena are entering the thick of the combat zone, where they will do battle with the opponent's crowd and creatures. Musicians and crew, on the other hand, affect play from the stage with their special abilities. However, there are also many ways for them to get thrown into the action. Ultimately, the first player to reduce their opponent's crowd life to 0 or below wins the showdown. In a nutshell, that is the LovAnaverse TCG. The game itself is rather simple, but its complexity comes from the infinite number of cards and combinations we will be adding to the game as we go. It'll be simple to learn and fun to play, but incredibly difficult to master. By harmonizing the stylistic synergy of cards, players can express themselves through a highly personalized deck building experience, enabling them to combine different genres and themes to create their own unique sound for their custom band and deck. Therefore, deck building is reflective of forming a band in reality, creating a unique sound based on the combination of styles from the musicians involved and finding the best crowd to engage with it. Each musician and song brings in their own unique card pool and abilities, which help you shape the style and strategy of your deck. However, it's important that your band, songs, crowd, and deck effectively harmonize, meaning not every combination will be viable. Your cards must have a stylistic synergy, and it is up to you which genres and themes you choose to build around. So with all that in mind, what will the product look like for the LovAnaverse TCG? The core product will be a main set of cards primarily available via randomized booster packs. Each pack will contain a collection of cards of varying rarities from the set, and players will be able to build a collection this way in order to make their own custom decks. A single set will encompass multiple album book releases, with the songs and stories providing the inspiration for the cards featured in the set. All in all, this equates to our core product being a bundle of an album, book, and trading cards, most typically in the form of a CD, high-quality magazine, and booster packs. It is likely that we will be offering this as a subscription product, which fans can customize to suit their needs, as well as offering limited quantities of stock for direct purchase and retail. As well as this core offering, we will create a range of ad hoc products with a particular focus on offering pre-built starter decks, which spotlight certain characters and creators from within the current set. This product would feature an album book and non-randomized deck of trading cards with a significantly more narrowed focus. For instance, a full album of a single band's material, an entire book focusing only on these characters and creators, and a pre-built deck ready to play out of the box. This product will be the perfect starting point for a new player and an incredible addition to any artist's merch store. They will likely include songs, stories, and cards from within the core set, but greatly expand upon them with new and exclusive content. So that makes up an overview of the LovAnaverse product and media, with our trifecta of music, story, and game represented by albums, books, and trading cards. I'd now like to explain what the plan is and exactly how you can get involved. As a project run by a community of artists, the creators of LovAnaverse come first and foremost. That is why, whether you want to feature your existing music or create new songs from scratch, we offer you the freedom to do so with all your rights and royalties intact. In fact, every LovAnaverse product will embrace a profit share model which splits the revenue with all creators involved. Meaning if LovAnaverse sells well, the rewards get reinvested right back into the community. And as a creator, you get back what you put in. So, when does this all begin? Well, Set 1 is just around the corner, and we are aiming to launch it in the first half of this year. It will likely be the only core set release this year, and there are a very limited number of slots still available. We expect they'll fill up fast, so if you're interested in being involved, we need you to get in touch as soon as possible. Here's what the process will look like. First, head to our website and fill in the form for your submission. Alternatively, you can send an email directly to info@loveanarchy.co.uk. The message should clearly state your interest in getting involved in LovAnaverse and share any initial ideas that you have. This could be for your characters, story, and theme, or the music you'd like to include. It's just an initial thread to get the conversation going. Examples may include, hey, I'd love to be a symphonic metal elf character and sing on some new tracks, or hey, my band would love to be included as characters with a cyberpunk theme and use songs from our new album. Or even, hey, I already have a musical character and concept albums. Can we do a crossover? Whatever your situation is, let us know and we'll look to accommodate. Even if you'd like to get involved outside the realm of music, for instance in story writing, game design, or anything else, we'd love to receive your submission. Don't worry if you're not sure at first. It's much better to simply express your interest than not say anything at all. On the other hand, if you have lots of different ideas, that's fine too. Ultimately, it's the back and forth between us that will develop the result. From there, we will create a private concept page featuring any music, story, cards, and visual media. It will start as a draft and we will continue to go back and forth until it's complete. If it's greenlit by the deadline, then it can be included in Set 1. If not, it will continue to be developed and added to the pipeline for a future set. So, that's a look at the process. If this is something that interests you, then I recommend reaching out right now to make that known. Simply submit the form at loveanarchy.co/LovAnaverse-creators, or simply send an email to info@loveanarchy.co.uk. So that about wraps up this presentation and very special episode of the Creating a Universe podcast. Going forwards, you can expect big changes to occur as everything begins to revolve around this. It's a very exciting time to be on board, and updates will be coming thick and fast from now on. So you'll want to make sure you're subscribed to our email list and active in our Discord server to stay on top of developments. Very soon, we will be opening up playtesting for the LovAnaverse TCG to members of our community. You'll be able to play and test the game via our digital client and events on our Discord. So stay tuned for that. This is the moment I've been waiting for a very long time. I can't express my gratitude enough for being on this journey with you all. And 2024 is going to be a hell of a year. Together, let's make some musical magic.